So here we are from Wednesday of week 2. Did an arm day. Now, I'm just being a goofball with my training partners, but I don't own a machine preacher curl. I just obviously have the preacher curl bench. So this is my at-home way to make your own preacher curl machine. The benefit to this over the free weight preacher curl is that you get consistent tension on the bicep from the bottom to the top. Near the top of the movement with free weight preacher curls, there's actually no tension, so you either need to be mindful of the range of motion so you can maintain tension on the bicep, or set up something with a cable like I have here. Now, my goal was 15 reps. I got 12. This was my last set. So then I dropped the weight, got some more reps with a lighter weight so I can focus more on the contraction and the control and make sure that I actually get every last bit I can get out of my biceps on this exercise. Then it takes a little minute for the blood to surge into my arms, but you see it over here by the time I get to standing easy bar curls. I got a pretty sick bicep pump going on. So I generally like to hit 12 to 15 reps on most every exercise, sometimes more reps on legs or side raises. But lately I haven't been as comfortable getting under a 10 rep range. Just feels too heavy on some exercises. And there aren't enough reps to actually feel the muscle and get a really good pump. And that's what I'm looking for. It just becomes like a strength movement for me, and I'd like to avoid that, as those strength style rep ranges of 8 reps or less, although they have been shown to create a lot of mechanical tension for people and therefore more muscle growth, all I feel the days after are joint and tendon discomfort, pain, and I just don't really get out of it what I think I would like to get out of it. And lately, since doing a higher rep range with more volume, more sets, I'm quite pleased with the way my body's been looking. So now I switch to an alternating dumbbell curl. And, arms are a very clear example, just like every other muscle. You can do 3 different curls just to hit different angles. Now, to the guy who doesn't know what each curl feels like and what they can get out of them, it looks like I'm just bouncing around the gym doing random bicep curls. But in reality, the preacher curl with the cable allows me constant tension to fatigue the bicep. And then I can treat the easy bar curl as a very heavy stretching type movement for the arms. And then the alternating dumbbell curl, I feel in the outside of my bicep more on the inside, and that's an area that I feel like I could improve more. So I hit the alternating dumbbell curl to try and work on that part of my bicep more, and it feels like I get something out of it that way. So I kind of try to have a purpose why I choose things, and often enough it's usually I feel it more one way or another on an exercise, and that's why I pick it. And the final part to the bicep is the brachioradialis, the part of the forearm that actually attaches beneath the bicep and can provide thickness and width. So I hit a hammer curl. My other bicep curls, and I'm really trying to hit the bicep specifically, I push the elbow towards the front of my rib cage. And to better hit the forearm, I actually feel it better for myself when I let the elbow stay back behind my shoulder slightly. It puts the tension in the right spot where I want to feel it. And then I just get a little rhythm going. You can kind of see I'm got the rhythm bending between my knees, allowing me to just rock from side to side, and gets a good contraction. I get a good stretch on the way down. So those are like the 4 types of bicep curls you usually see me do. I do vary them every once in a while just for fun, because a big part of this is fun. And then since the elbow is warm, I don't need as much warm up. I go straight into tricep pushdowns. I picked my heaviest weight, and we just decided to go straight to failure on the first set. I also had 20 minutes left in the workout before my client had to come in and train, so we just picked this weight and got after it. I believe I did 35 reps. And what you're looking for with a good tricep pushdown is notice how my elbow stays under my shoulder and moves forward very little. This prevents me from using momentum to move the weight, which would prevent me from lifting a weight that I don't actually lift correctly. So I'm just staying right in position. Oh, so this was my last set. That's why I didn't do as many reps. So my first set I did 35. Then this next set I got way less, so I did a drop set, just like I did on the biceps, so that I can continue to feel the triceps working harder and working longer. I just need to reduce the weight in order to keep that fire blazing. And you just see I stay pretty tight with the technique to feel the tricep. And then just like the bicep curls, different angles, different grips help a lot. So I switched to the rope. I reduced the weight because I'm fatiguing. And that contraction at the bottom, I feel much higher in my tricep. When I'm doing the easy bar, I feel it more in the shorter part of the bicep, the one on the outside, the side of the tricep closest to the outside of the shoulder. I think that's the short head. The long head is supposed to be the one near your armpit, if I'm correct. So I can feel the easy bar on the outside of the tricep, and then on the rope, I feel it more in the part of the tricep, almost like the medial head near my armpit. And then this stretch, the overhead, gets a really deep stretch in the long head of my triceps, and I feel it amazing when I'm doing these. So I go for a really deep stretch, try to get the hands as far back behind me as I can, not losing tension in the tricep and just squeezing the heck out of it as I move it forward. This is one where flaring your elbows or tucking your elbows can affect the way it feels quite a bit. So figure out how that feels for you, adjusting your elbow position. And that's it. That's going to be pretty much my arm day every Wednesday with slight variations. Cheers.